Super Mario Bros. Wonder is out now. Everybody seems to love it. It is a fantastic game. But something I've seen a lot of people kind of glossing over in reviews for this game and just impressions and general opinions on it is the online mode. Because I think that the online in Super Mario Bros. Wonder is possibly the best online function in any first-party Nintendo game. I know that's kind of crazy, but let me explain. Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Botalk Games, and today I want to talk about the online multiplayer in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This feature took me completely by storm. I talked about it, of course, in my review of Mario Bros. Wonder that I posted last week. I didn't expect the online to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, components of this game. I mean, the game itself, I don't need to get too in-depth with it, is incredible. I love the amount of creativity and the amount of variety and levels. Boss fights, maybe not so much, but the online is something that really surprised me, because even pre-release, I was worried, I was worried if it would have any online multiplayer at all. And in the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Direct that we got, they revealed multiplayer, but it wasn't quite what I expected, and I was a little nervous. They revealed like you'd be playing with ghosts, and there'd be these standees, and I just wasn't sure quite what to expect when we actually got our hands on the game. Especially coming from Nintendo, which I'm a little bit more positive in general about Switch Online than a lot of people, but still, when it comes to Mario games, it feels like especially, they're kind of really hit or miss on whether or not it's good. 3D World Online was kind of okay, but then Mario Maker 2 was just an absolute train wreck, so it's really hit or miss with these Mario platformers if the online will be good at all. And just in general with Nintendo Online games, sometimes it's very spotty, I guess, to say the least. And something else worth noting is that I really wanted this game to have multiplayer like we've seen in Mario Maker 2. I just hoped it was good. But I can even admit that the multiplayer in those games, be it local or online, is very chaotic, and while it's fun to play with friends, typically that experience does detract from your own personal experience, be it with 3D World, be it with Mario Maker 2, or be it with any of the new Super Mario Bros. Games. The multiplayer locally is very chaotic, and like I said, it kind of just typically detracts from the experience, even though it is fun playing with loved ones or friends or whatever it is, right? But the way they did the multiplayer in Mario Bros. Wonder is they completely designed it to be unintrusive. Because when you're playing online with friends or even just random people, they're just ghosts. They're not actually interacting with your level. So if I hit a question block in my level, I can see them doing what they're doing in their level, but them hitting a block doesn't take that block away from me. Them taking the elephant mushroom or power up doesn't take that away from me, because every level is technically its own instance. It's its own level for them. You can just see what they're doing in the background. Combine this with the fact that they got rid of the level timer, combine this with the fact that exploring levels and finding secrets is way more fun in this game than it has been in any other 2D Mario game. It just all lends itself to this very fun, cooperative experience that I really wasn't expecting from this game. I do wish there was an option to play online with friends in a traditional sense. You can still do it locally where, like, you can jump on Yoshi's back and, have him carry you, or pick up items together, that kind of stuff. But in this game, having it be unintrusive online just makes for this very fluid and very forward-thinking online experience that I just wasn't expecting from Nintendo, especially when some of the levels in this game are very puzzle-oriented or very find the secret-oriented. There's a ton of secret exits in this game. There are the search party levels that are literally just, hey, you better be playing online so you can help each other figure this stuff out. And one of the search party levels I was playing, you need to use the drill power-up in this very hard to find little spot that I was not noticing. But then someone else that I was playing with, just a random player, because when you load into a level, there's always going to be people playing in real time, he led me to it. He was like, hey, come grab this drill power-up, just using the little emotes, kind of like a Triforce Hero situation. He led me to the drill power-up, took me over, and then just kept spamming emotes so I would know, hey, you need to use the drill power-up here, go down, and then grab the secret key or whatever, right? And then, kind of paying it forward, I then started doing that for other people. I just stayed in that level for like 30 minutes, just helping people out, because they were walking around, just exploring, trying to figure out what to do. And I would be like, hey, I'm standing right here. I put my little standee down. We'll talk about those as well. And I help people figure out how to get that last key to get the Wonder Seed in that search party level. And there are plenty of instances of this in the game, of just helping your random online players, your Mario brothers and sisters who can't figure out how to get to a secret exit or something like that. You spam the little question mark emote, and usually sooner than later, someone will come to your aid and just kind of help you. It's this very unintrusive, very seamless, very fluid online multiplayer experience that I just would not have expected from Nintendo, of all companies. It also just adds this really nice sense of community. Not a Mario game, but I actually did a video on this game very recently. Pokemon X and Y is one of my favorite Pokemon games because the PSS, the player search system in that game, is so well thought out and adds so much life to that game, even for a solo player experience. You can play X and Y by yourself, but if you have friends online or if you're just playing with randoms, seeing them pop up on the bottom screen and being like, okay, I'm gonna click on this person to do a quick trade, do a wonder trade real quick, having all of that information and all of that stuff on the bottom screen was really nice and made X and Y feel like a much more active online experience, even more so than future Pokemon games like Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet, although of course Scarlet and Violet actually does have full multiplayer, just not with randoms, which I really hope the next Pokemon game does. That's a whole nother video. Because no matter what time of day, no matter what you're doing, no matter what level you load up, there will always be other players playing this game. Now, 5-10 years down the line, this might not be quite as much of a positive, because there probably won't be that many people actively playing that very specific level in World 6 or in the Special Ward or something. But right now, during launch, it has added such a really nice sense of community, just playing with everybody at the same time, and I really like it. I think this is one of the best parts of Mario Wonder, to be honest with you. Because when that Mario Wonder Direct happened, I saw the ghost stuff and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I guess it makes sense to have it so you can't kind of screw people over, screw your friends over. I didn't realize, and I didn't even really know if they said this, I think they probably did, I didn't realize you can play with random people. The ability to just load into a level and have 4 other people or 3 other people just in the level doing stuff is so cool. And then, of course, we have the standees, which is kind of a whatever collectible. I think they're not the best collectible in this game, but the actual function of them is very cool. So let's say you're playing with friends online, or if you're even just playing with randoms online. If you place a standee, let's say Luigi places a standee down, I die, I get hit by a Goomba, whatever it is. My little Mario Ghost can then fly to the Luigi standee and revive, and that's really cool. But also, and this is one of the other reasons I really like this multiplayer, kind of going with that cooperative aspect, people have been using them almost like Dark Souls SOS messages, and I guess that's the closest game I can compare the Mario Wonder online experience to. It's kind of like Dark Souls, because in Dark Souls, people will put messages on the floor being like, hey, beware, illusionary wall, or beware, this guy's gonna attack you, that kind of stuff. With the standees, it's not quite to that extent, and I hope maybe the next game that uses an online feature like this from Nintendo will go a little bit more in depth. But if there's like an invisible block, for example, people will hit the invisible block and put their standee down on it, so for other players that then come into the level, they'll see that and be like, oh, okay, that means there's an invisible block there, because you can't put the standees in the middle of nowhere. They have to be, on top of a physical object. So it just adds this nice kind of, you're helping your friends out, you're helping out the randos online, and it just works so well. I would say this works honestly better than something like Dark Souls. Dark Souls definitely lets you get a little bit more like specific, and that's what I would hope for the next Nintendo game that uses online like this. But in terms of like the overall multiplayer experience, in Dark Souls you'll see players' shadows kind of just off and on throughout the thing. Of course, you can summon them from boss fights, but in this game it is constant. And the beauty of it is, if you don't like this, I know there are some people that don't like the online, you can just turn it off completely if you don't want to see other people playing the game, but just constantly having other people at all times that you can play the game with, technically, even if it is randoms, I just think is such a forward-thinking and unexpected online functionality from a Nintendo game in 2023, and I want to end this video by saying I really, really hope, ultimate wish here, I hope the next Zelda game has something like this, be it the next 2D Zelda game or the next 3D Zelda game. Once again, having the option to turn it off is great, and I know Zelda is even more of a single-player experience for most people than something like a 2D Mario. You really want to immerse yourself in that Hyrule and get into the nitty-gritty of it all on your own, but having the option to see, like, ghosts of other players in real time in Tears of the Kingdom, that would be awesome. Have them help you kind of around. I mean, having a regular multiplayer experience would be great as well, where you can like physically interact and like trade items and that kind of stuff. That'd be cool as well. But if you want like an unintrusive way to explore with friends or randoms online, having this ghost system in a 3D Zelda game or a 2D Zelda game would be, I mean, that'd be incredible. I really hope that Nintendo understands how great of a feature this is in Mario Wonder, and I hope they apply it and evolve it, of course, with future first-party Nintendo games, because, I mean, Zelda's the obvious one, but I think something like this could really apply to most video games. Like, honestly, that's how good it is. So that is going to do it for this video. I just wanted to talk about how dang good the online in Super Mario Bros. Wonder is. I've seen a lot of people praising it, but I've also seen a lot of people just not even addressing it or really giving it the props it deserves. This is one of the most forward-thinking designs I've seen from any Nintendo game. It's one of the best online experiences I've had in any video game recently, and I hope we see more of it in the future from Nintendo, and I also hope that other developers can learn from it. Because, you know, to be fair, Dark Souls technically gets the credit for this from Software, but to see it applied to a 2D Mario game is just something I was not expecting, and it took me by complete surprise. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Have you been enjoying the online features in a Super Mario Bros. Wonder? I can't, you know, don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I think it's really good, and I hope we see more from it in the future, like I said, for a Zelda game. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo content and coverage like this pretty often. Trying to get back on that schedule. And until next time, folks, peace!